After washing his face, this man took a towel and wiped his face, turned to leave and froze. Something doesn't seem right. He goes back to the mirror again. Looking in the mirror, there was only a shiny briny egg in the mirror. He couldn't believe it. He touches the back of his head with his hand, and sure enough, the halcyon egg in the mirror was his own head. He tapped the mirror with his finger. The mirror seemed to be on a piece of clear glass. He thought it must be the mirror, so he picked up a small mirror, turned around to see. It was still the back of his head. Suddenly there was a knock at the door. It turned out to be a friend who wanted to go out with him, but he had no money at the moment. He sends his friend away with a few words. He makes sure his friend has gone and then comes back. He looks in the mirror again. Still no face. He was really angry. When he got up from the bathtub, he noticed something strange about the mirror. The broken mirror had not fallen off the wall. Instead, it was pitch black. He went to the mirror. He tapped the broken mirror with his hand, but the mirror sank. He tried to take the mirror off, but the force was too great. His head suddenly went in. He couldn't believe it was real. There was a space inside the mirror. This man looks in the mirror. All you can see is the back of his head. What's even stranger is that his head sticks out into the mirror. The man opens his eyes. What is surprising is that the mirror was very deep, following the faint light. In the depths, he saw a blurred figure slowly sinking. He hurriedly pulled his head out. He was terrified. Throwing the mirror to the ground, he picks up the small mirror again and looks. There was nothing left, but then he thought there was a human life in there after all. So he puts on his diving equipment, attaching the rope to the tap, grabbed a torch and slowly dived into the mirror. It took him a long time. He finally got him out. Looking at the familiar face and the small body in front of him, he wondered, why did this person look exactly like me? The rescued man didn't thank him. She suddenly pushed him into the water. The two of them started to fight in the toilet. The man was choked by another man. He picks up a toilet brush, throwing it at the man's face. It's not a very good method, but it worked well. Eventually, the two men realized neither could subdue the other. After the two men had calmed down, the man takes out 2 cans of beer. They drank in the same manner. Both men have the same expression on their faces. They apologize to each other. The man returns to the living room and sits on the sofa. The other man walks over with an object. Suddenly, the man disappeared. This man had a visitor to his home. He looked exactly like him. The man gave him an object. The man looked at the door handle. He seemed to remember something. He used the doorknob to open a sealed bedroom. There was a green dress on the bed. The man knelt in front of the bed, holding his wife's dress and crying. He looked up at the picture of the two of them together. At that moment, the other self standing in the doorway had disappeared. Not long ago, his wife had died unexpectedly. He couldn't accept the truth. Since his wife left, the man hadn't entered this room. He pulled out the door handle. He even tried to hang himself, but because of his weight, the rope broke. He couldn't see his own face in the mirror because he was afraid to face reality. And the man in the mirror who drowned is actually the other self who was afraid to accept reality. The other self who was slowly going into the abyss. He came to the mirror. Everything has returned to normal. This means that he has accepted the reality. Although the story is a bit of a lie, but it was healing to read it. There are too many people like this man in life who have lost hope in life, have no hope in life, addicted to the virtual world all day long, avoiding reality. If you too have lost hope in life, watch this short film, for only by accepting the past as unbearable, you will have a better future.